scrappy. We put in a lot of work. From guys from the off season on their own time to workouts to OTAs to training camp, and obviously a lot of work this week. And it's hard to win in this league, and I know that firsthand. I've been on both sides of it, and you enjoy the victories, and then the message has got to be move on, right? Because what you did last week really doesn't matter, and we'll have a big challenge coming up this week.
How would you describe Jerod, just how he was on game day and your early returns on his head coaching abilities?
Yeah, I have to ask him how it feels because I know how it feels as a player, but which one he liked more. So we'll see. Because I can't imagine. Because you don't have that much control as a head coach when you're playing. You can kind of control it. So, but hey, it was a great job by him getting us ready all week. All the coaches had a great plan. Obviously, a lot of familiarity with our offense coaches and Cincinnati. So we thought we had a good plan, and for the most part, we executed that plan. It wasn't a glaring, issue to me out there. Obviously, there'll be things to clean up and things we can do better, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, this happened, so.
You've had so many pieces in and out all summer on the offensive line.
Yeah.
What can you say maybe you've learned about that group from today's performance?
Yeah, a lot, look, everyone has different strengths and weaknesses, myself included, obviously, and you're just trying to get guys to play with each other, play within the system. I think years we've had of success up front, guys don't have to do anything special. Play within the system, do your job, all those mantras and all that stuff, right? But it's true. If you play within the system, you trust your technique, you can have success and you get everyone going the right way. And, for the most part, we thought we did that today. There wasn't, like I said, anything glaring, any brain farce, whatever you want to say, and guys competed and worked their tails off, so I'm proud of them.
Let's take two more.
Also, there was times in the game where it seemed like you guys answered as a group.
Yeah.
Get down 13-7, come out, get that field goal.
Yeah.
You said ending the game that way. How big was that for you guys?
Yeah, I think there's definitely some things we'd like to clean up, in that and turn some of those into touchdowns, obviously, and that we'll clean that up and look at that. And, but, it was good complementary football, right? And that's what we talk about a lot. And, obviously tried, struggle coming out of half defense. I think that was the punt return fumble, and then we got that to points. So it had a 6-point swing right there. And that's good complementary football. That's what we talk about.
David, we saw Jacoby convert some third down throws with his leg. What was it like having him out there in the battle?
Yeah, it was one. He kind of stepped up in the pocket, and I didn't know if he was going to run or throw, so I kind of stopped. I already got called one time for being downfield, so and he just kind of took off and got smoked. But, I thought he showed great toughness, right? And to have a tough football team, it doesn't just come up front. It has to come from every position, and the quarterback doing some things like that, some dirty work, taking those hits, keeping going, just being steady. That's how they show toughness, and Jacoby was that for us today and did a great job. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thought the guys went out there and competed hard. We talked about establishing the run game and being able to stop their running game, make them one-dimensional. We did a good job with that. I would say we still left a lot of plays out there, but we're going to enjoy this one on the flight home and, get ready for next week. But very proud. My message to the players, they gave me the Gatorade shower and things like that. But, without them, I'm nothing. So, and I made sure they knew that. Like, they crossed the white lines. I always talk about empowering the players to go out there and play. I always talk about awareness really being the number one thing and those guys taking ownership. So, all the praise goes to those guys, and they did a great job.
Jerod, you've been waiting for this day for quite a while, obviously. What was your day like, and what was it like to walk off that field and go into that locker room with a win?
Yeah, the day started off solid, just like any other day. Walking off the field, though, really getting in that victory formation, just kind of feel a rush over yourself. And I'm going to enjoy this one here for the next couple of hours, but, truth be told, it's what have you done for me lately type of business. So time to turn the page. Not trying to rain on anyone's parade, but turn the page and get ready for the next game.
How would you describe the experience, Jerod, making those decisions, facing a fourth down, maybe thinking you might be in two-down territory? Like, how did you just find this stuff running through your mind and being able to make the decisions?
It was just part of I've been playing football my entire life, and I was a great Madden player back in the day. But I understand situational football. I would also say our staff understands situational football, and we talked through those things. And like I said all week, I have to make the ultimate decision, and felt good about the way it operated today.
What can you say about your defense, the way they played
Yeah, they came out on fire. We challenged those guys. Everyone's talking about, Cincy's offense and, how explosive they are, and they answered the call. Up front, started up front. All those defensive linemen, those guys did a good job controlling the line of scrimmage. The second level players, the LBs, they did a good job coming downhill, a couple plays in the pass game. And then really our safeties and corners, those guys did a good job covering. So it was a total unit victory.
You talked about the importance of the run game heading into this week. What did you make of Rhamondre Stevenson's performance?
I challenged Rhamondre in the spring. I said, look, you don't get a lot of love, a lot of hype, but I've always believed that he's one of the best running backs in the league. And, when we signed him to the extension, there was no one more happy than me because I know what he's capable of, and he showed that today. He can catch the ball at the backfield, he can run, break tackles, and do all those things. So he's a great player.
Jerod, since January, we talked to you about defense and run game. Those two things. Today, you guys kind of hit that formula. What was it like to kind of see that come to fruition?
Oh, it was great. It was great. You always come in with a plan. They say God laughs at plans, and what Mike Tyson says, everyone has a plan until you get hit in the mouth. But in the first half, we were averaging 6.1 yards a carry and able to control once again the front. And defensively, we did a good job against their run game until the second half. There were a few runs, but started up there.
Was there a moment in the first half?
Next one. He has the next one. It's almost like double dutch. Y'all ever see double dutch? He's like hesitating to get in. Next one.
Was there a moment in the first half where you said we have this, so the coaches not allow themselves that much?
Sorry,
A
sir.
moment in the first half where you said, yeah, we got this.
I would say the way we were running the ball. I felt pretty confident about that. That was, from the beginning to the end, really. Our offensive line, they did a great job, led by David Andrews and, Big Mike. Those guys did a great job. Having Lowe here as well, it was good to, get him in the game. And they were moving bodies, and that's what it's about. And so when I talk about fundamentals, that's part of it. Defensively, block destruction. Offensively, opening up gaps, opening up holes, and those guys did that today. Nope. I got you. Right.
David Andrews just mentioned that Robert Kraft's first win as an owner came here against the Bengals. I'm going to assume he didn't know that unless it was mentioned in the locker room after the game, maybe with Robert in there delivering you a football.
Yeah.
What is that?
It was special. It was special, and I just want to thank the Kraft family, Robert, Jonathan, all of them, Danny, all those guys, Josh, just for the opportunity and really for not really getting in the middle of anything that we do football-wise. They've pretty much turned the keys over to Elliott and myself and the rest of the staff, and I'm just appreciative of the opportunity, and I'm glad that we came in here today and represented the Crafts in a good light.
Coach, you mentioned Jacoby Brissett's decision-making and ability to protect the football. What did you think about his effort?
Sorry, say it again.
Jacoby Brissett, you mentioned his decision-making and how important that was with him as a starting quarterback. What did you think of his effort?
It was great. It was great. He made plays with his legs. He made plays with his arm, and he just played he's a tough guy. I'm telling you, he took some hits in the game. I'm just like, man, get up. But he did everything that we asked him to do in the week, and we came out of here with the victory.
Are you guys for souvenirs, Jerod? Are you going to keep anything from the game? Did they give you a ball?
Yeah, Mr. Kraft gave me a ball. So,
So are you going to keep them?
absolutely keeping that one, and then I also gave Elliott a ball. So I think it's a special moment.
Who do you think of, when it comes to this first win and what it means to you and your family, just people that have helped you along the journey?
Yeah, a lot of people talk about how they're self-made and things like that, but we've all had people that have helped us along the way. And, I definitely think about my family. I think about my grandparents. I think about my Pop Warner coaches and all the people who instilled not only the X's and O's in football, but also just how to operate in life. And one thing, you guys would notice about me, you can write whatever you want to write. I'm pretty much like stoic. I'm stoic. I try not to get too high. I try not to get too low. And that's always been my mentality from a little kid up until now. That was my first Gatorade bath, yeah. It was cold. I felt worse for my shoes. I was like, these are done. Ladies first. No, go ahead.
You guys were betting underdogs in all 17 of your games. I think you were a very popular survivor pick. The Bengals were a very popular survivor pick this week. Did you use that as a motivation?
Not at all. Not at all. And we try not to hear anything on the outside. And I told those guys all week, it's all about us in this building. There's no one going to come in here on a white shining horse and save the day. And I said, look, you guys are here for a reason. And it's all we got and it's all we need.
David was saying earlier he wanted to ask you, how does it feel winning as a head coach versus winning as a player? How does it feel? What is
Yeah, I've talked about my calling a lot, and winning as a coach is huge. And once again, not for what it does for me, but what it does for those players out there. I just can't say enough about the players.
What does it mean also, the fact that you talked all week long about complementary football, and you seem to get it at its best from the offense, defense, and special teams?
Yeah, those guys just playing hand in hand, and we had a plan. They knew the plan. It was articulated well throughout the week, and they executed. You can have all the mantras and things that you want, but on game day, it all comes down to execution. You can have all the rah-rah speeches. It's all about discipline. And so those are the things that hopefully that we can continue to build on going forward.
Jerod, what do you think in the last week about conditioning? How did the conditioning of the football team show up?
Yeah, it showed up. In the run game, it was just like, hey, keep going. I did talk about this on, was it Friday, when, you looked at those other games and conditioning definitely showed up. And I would say our guys are in good condition.
Got a home opener coming up next Sunday. Anything to the fans? You should say it back to them.
For the fans, hopefully they see what we're trying to build. And I talk about it takes time, and we're still not where we want to be, but we're headed in the right direction.
Jerod, do you think your decision to be in pads a lot, tackle to the ground, play your starters in the preseason, do you think that showed up today?
I'm not sure. I asked some friends like how the Ravens and how the Chiefs practice and how their camp went, and it was like total ends of the spectrum. And I would say those were two teams where I was like, man, they're getting tired here, and that's why I was so heavy on that with our team. I'm not sure to answer that question.
Jerod, how do you sense about your team, Jerod, that you were able to run the clock out late, where if they kick the ball back to you, basically, you run it out. You guys
Yeah. I mean, there comes a point in time where they know we're going to run it, we know we're going to run it, and all the fans know that we're going to run it, and we're going to have to pick up 4 yards. And that's the challenge that I always offer to those guys. And look, it's really man on man in those instances. It has nothing to do really with X's and O's. It's about, dominating the player across from me, and those guys did that.
Two final questions, guys. Defensively, how did you?
Why you keep doing that? No, go ahead. Go ahead.
We're all gonna say-
Nah.
I was just gonna say you admitted to being stoic, but what other emotions would you reveal? Are you happy inside?
Oh, I'm absolutely happy. I don't want you to take this whole stoicism as being unhappy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm definitely happy to get out of here with a win, and happy for the players in the organization.
How'd you guys put a lid on that passing game for the Bengals? Barrow completed a lot of passes, but he's under 6 yards per attempt. I don't think he really hit one down the field until late to chase. How did you guys do that?
We just kept it moving. We ran a bunch of different coverages, a bunch of different fronts, and then there in the second half, there were a lot more, quick passes. They were trying to get them in a rhythm. That's how I felt. That's how I was seeing the game. And he had a couple of big plays, but we said, look, if we win the turnover battle, we don't give up big plays, I will be okay. Make these guys drive it, and that's what we did. Thanks, guys.
Oh, that felt great. That felt great. Great way to start the season. We're ready to just build on it now.
What was your game plan coming in, and how close were you to be able to execute it? It seemed like to a T.
Just play good fundamental football. Obviously, we knew, the calls we had in defensively. We needed to execute well, but knew we had a great game plan in from DC. So just execute, tackle well, fundamentals, play after play.
How important was it for you guys to get pressure, rushing only 4? There were times you guys dropped 7, showed you were coming, but bailed out. It seemed like Burrow was a little unsure in the pocket, especially in that first half.
Yeah, that was huge for us. Anything to make them think, maybe rattle them a little bit, showing that pressure and dropping out. We knew that was something that we thought we could have success on, and we think we did.
Kyle, the forced fumble near the goal line. Can you take us through that play? We're able to strip the ball away.
Yeah, it was just man coverage, and I got picked. Obviously, I had to do a better job at getting through the screen, seeing the traffic. But it was just one last shot to get the ball outside the goal line, and I just basically gave everything I could to get the ball out. Try to strip the ball off, and I was able to have success, thankfully.
And where does that come from? That's nonstop hustle, because it was like a last chance play that you were able to make that. Where's that motivation come right there?
Oh, that's every day in practice. That's something Coach Mayo stresses, from top down, punching at the ball, play after play, even the routine plays, punching at the ball. So that's definitely on the top of your mind, when you're pursuing the ball and things like that, and you see it. I feel like the, coaches emphasizing that definitely allows you to kind of see it when you get the opportunity a little better. So yeah, that's always on our minds.
And how good did it feel to walk into that locker room, ball goes to Jerod, Mayo, and Robert and Jonathan give him the ball, and you guys get his first win?
That was a great feeling. It really was. It was a great feeling.
What's he meant to you guys?
The way he's really just communicated to us and came to us and leaned on us as individuals, getting feedback from us, having to be a back and forth relationship has been huge. I think I can't speak for everybody, but I know that's meant a lot to me, and we've been very receptive of that. So yeah, it's meant a lot.
I just feel like something potentially new. Not to bring up last year, but you guys played really well defensively last year. There were times holding teams to low scores, but you couldn't get something going on offense or be a critical error on offense. But the way Jacoby managed the game today, the way Rhamondre ran, and the way the offensive line blocked, like this combination, you guys can win games doing this.
Oh yeah, finding a way to win. That's what it's all about. May not be the prettiest. We don't necessarily always know how it's going to be, but finding a way to win is what good teams do, and that's what we hope to continue to do.
Kyle, how would you describe how DeMarcus conducted himself in the game? And not only play calling, but on the sideline from series to series. What impression did you have?
He was great, even keeled, communicating, steady talking to us about each series, and kind of letting us know his thinking. What he's thinking moving forward, what he thought about the last drive. Obviously making corrections. So I thought he had just great poise over there, and he was definitely communicating from drive to drive. Yeah.
Thanks, Doug.
Thank you.
Out here with a win.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. You know, that's a great team win right there. You know, in all three phases of the game, you know, everybody stepped up when we needed them to step up. In the game, on a roll in victory formation, man, it doesn't get much better than that. You know, just proud of the work that we put in. Obviously, the plan on both sides of the ball and in special teams was executed to what we thought it was going to be. 60-minute football game. You know, they obviously had a good plan on their side of the ball, but you know, today we executed a little bit better.
You talked about that offensive line earlier in the week.
Yeah.
How good did it feel to watch that unit do what it did?
Yeah. You know, like I said earlier in the week, everybody's talking about our O-line, and you know, I mean, we know in this room how confident we are in that group. You know, I don't have the stat sheet, but I don't know how many yards we rushed for. 0 sacks, I think, versus you know, 2 Pro Bowl DNs and good interior pass rush. You know, and Lou, who does so much on defense, and you know, my hat's so off to that O-line and what Scott did with those guys, and you know, I know they're hungry to get back out there and do it again next week. But you know, I'm super proud of those guys.
How much 170, by the way. 170.
Oh, there we go.
How much formations help you, especially in motion, recognizing man? Because you picked up plays with your legs today on third down.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and I think AVP did a good job of playing against Lou so much. You know, when he was in Cleveland, you know, understanding his tendencies and things like that. You line up in certain formation, it's like, you know, it simplifies the game and things like that. And obviously giving me the opportunity to pick up, you know, plays with my legs, and you know, the O-line doing a good job of creating rush lanes for me. You know, so I thought we had a good plan with those things, and you know, obviously want to complete a couple more passes, but I thought we did a good job with that.
You may have been asked this, but when your coach came in after the game, what was his demeanor? What did he say? What were his emotions?
Excited, man. It's hard to win in this league. You know, he played in this league. He understands how hard it is to win on this league on the road versus a good opponent. You know, he was, you know, what's the word? Ecstatic, elated, any word you can think of that means overjoyed. You know, he should be. You know, it's his first one. You know, and he got us ready to go. You know, not only this week, but you know, dating back to OTAs. You know, it all built up for this moment right here. You know, to put all our work on display. You know, and we did a good job of doing that this week.
Jacoby, how validating is a performance like this today of all the work that you guys put up leading into this game?
Yeah, you know, and I think we got to a certain point in the game, and you know, we said it before the game. It's like it's going to be a certain point in the game where we're just going to overpower them. You know, we're going to just outcondition them and do all the little things right more than them because of all the work that we put in. And I think that was on display. You know, everybody in the stands knew we were running the ball at the end of the game, and we still get first down after first down. You know, we're there in passing situations, and our defense is hunting down the quarterback and taking away their best players and limiting a really good quarterback. You know, once you do that, you know, that's the identity we want to create. You know, and I think we did that. We did that a good job of establishing that on one game this week.
You said it was going to come to a point where that happened. Was there a point? Was there a moment?
For sure. You know, we pick up a big third down. You know, and we get back into our big personnel, and they see Big Layden coming on the field, and they know we're about to run it. We ain't throwing the ball out of that. And you know, the runs didn't change. You know, and you know, we went downhill, and Rhamondre was like, man, just give me the ball, let me run downhill. And AVP did a good job, and I think he does a really good job of trusting us out there. You know, and we talked about communication, and one of the main things was, you know, being honest out there. And you know, when Rhamondre was like, I don't want to run outside zone anymore, I want to run downhill, and that's what we did. You know, and you know, obviously some of the early in the game, the outside zone stuff was working. Then we hit them downhill, and you know, they haven't seen those looks, and they're gashing them.
Jacoby, I want to follow up what you said about the defense helping out and keeping you in this game. How did it allow you guys to run the offense, knowing the defense was going to come out there and get the ball back for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was just what our game plan was, you know, establish the line of scrimmage, run the ball, stop the run, take away their big players, you know, and you know, keep converting third down, stay on the field, and score points when we get down there in the red zone. And I think we did that, you know, and you know, obviously got to get a little better at the sudden change part of the game, you know, in after the half and starting a little faster after the half. But you know, I think our defense did a great job. You know, I think it got to the second quarter before they got a first down, I think. And you know, we do that, man, we're gonna be all right. You know, and hats off to our defense. They did a hell of a job, and I know those guys are. I know the work that they put in this offseason as well. So you know, I'm just super proud for the guys, super happy for them.
Jacoby, a little while ago, Jerod said that he told Rhamondre in the offseason, you don't get a lot of attention in the league, but you're one of the better backs in the NFL. You've been around a lot of good running backs, including one in Alex's system.
Yeah.
How good do you think Rhamondre can be
Yeah, I don't want to say the sky's the roof because that'll put a limit on it. But you know, it was definitely fun turning around and handing him the ball and like seeing the patience that he runs with, the aggression he runs with. You know how fast he was. He was pulling away from DBs that had angles on him, and you know, he's just such a smart back. You know, I'm excited to see how this progresses. You know, in this offense. Man, it was just a lot of fun to watch him play.
Jacoby, you go back to, two final questions. What you did against Washington against the Jets and the Rams last year, kind of looked like you continued that here. For you though, you're all about the team. What was the circle of life moment for you to make this start as a Patriot quarterback first since 2016 and get out of here with a
Yeah, man, I think I cried 3 times before the game. I cried when I got to the stadium, cried when Mayo came up to me and before the game, and he like started laughing. He's like, "Man, you're about to win us this game. You're about to ball out." And I had never heard that from a coach. You know what I mean? And that meant a lot to me. And then I cried when I got out there and we were going out there on offense. But my emotions were definitely high. You know what I mean? It's definitely a moment that I just can't take it for granted. These things don't come by often, and like I said, I don't take it for granted.
Jacoby, last question, guys. 2016, there was that shot at you after you scored coming off the sideline and handing the football to the coach. Today, watching you.
I didn't score.
Well, you handshake line, you had the football.
Yeah.
Tightening against your body. Where'd that ball go? What does it mean to you?
I kept that one. Mayo got a game ball though for sure. His first one, which he deserved. Like I said, like I don't think people understand. I think it's like the plan that he put in place with us this week. And the work that he foresaw for us to get to this point. Like nobody believes in us. I mean, he just kept on preaching like, the people in this room are the ones that matter. And that came to fruition. Like I said, coming on the road versus a good team. Week 1, new head coach, new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, all these things that stacked up against us, and none of that mattered once we got between those white lines, and once we got on that plane to come here, the vision was clear, and the communication was clear, and we came and executed that plan.
Thank you very much.
Yep, thank you.
Have a good one.
Keion, you're 2 for you now.
Yeah.
You've been in the league now where you just kind of get a feel with some of these tackles and guards are going to be.
Yeah.
The sack you had today, so you're digging that back foot in, it's twitching. Your pad level, you get up under him.
Yeah.
You feel that anybody can block you when you got that pad level up under him.
I just try to go fast. Like, I'm not the cleanest pass rusher. I'm not the most technical, but I try to just go fast and just let everything work out for itself.
How good did this feel for you guys as a defense, what you guys were able to do to borrow in company today too?
I mean, personally, it was good. I mean, winning always is good, but doing it for Mayo was something special for sure. And all the hard work we put in, the running, the conditioning, the hills. I mean, a lot of y'all there, y'all see it. We're working hard, and it's starting to show because we had to dig deep today, even as a defense, and come in clutch in the fourth quarter.
2 more for Keion.
Keion, you mentioned that one of your emphases this offseason was working on the outside and trying to get better as an edge rusher there.
Yeah.
How do you feel like you've come along now, week 1, that looked like you had some success?
I mean, I still got a long way to go personally. Had the one inside move and everything like that, but can definitely do better. But you can always do better. But yeah, it's still a work in progress. Year 2, we're gonna get to it.
You mentioned doing it for Jerod. What has Jerod meant to you? What has he meant to this defense and the team from day 1?
As a guy who's been there, who's won the championships at every level, really, you kind of just respect that, and he wouldn't have you do anything that he hasn't done or wouldn't do himself. And so he's really like a player's coach. He's relatable. He communicates with all of them, and he makes you want to, like he said in the interview with DG, like you want to run through a brick wall for him. And that's something special, I feel like.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Not really. I got another quarter in me.
So this morning I said you're going to get 140. You guys are going to get 170 on the ground. What's that feel like after a win at 16-10?
It feels good. We were challenged all week. We were going to run the ball, control the line of scrimmage. I think we did a great job at that. And, 4-minute offense came. They knew we were going to run the ball. We still ran it.
What does that mean as an offense, confidence-wise, when you need to run the ball, when you run out the clock? What's that do for you guys as a
Confidence. We always had confidence that we could run the ball, dating back to to OTAs and things like that. So, it's just reassurance that we can do it.
Even moderating, Jacoby said a few minutes ago that after outside zone a lot early, you wanted to run power inside. Can you describe what you were feeling and why you decided to do that?
That's just I'll just say a compliment to the O linemen. They're rolling those guys off the ball with just duo. I didn't think we needed to get to the outside zone. So yeah, I voiced my opinion on that. Told AVP I think we should just run downhill, and he blessed me and just did that.
What did you see in this offensive line? Obviously, we see some practice, especially the last week or so. But what did you see in this offensive line that gave you that confidence that you guys could pull together and get it done?
They're just relentless. They always want to learn more. DA's doing a great job with the younger guys up front, just getting us all on the same page and getting our tracks right and things like that. So the confidence has always been there. We got some great players in our room, and I think we showed that today.
Jacoby in the huddle, what was he like today, and how much do you guys kind of feed off his leadership?
Yeah, you said it. He's just the ultimate leader. It's easy to go behind him and follow his lead. Great guy. He was just a leader in there. He controlled the huddle.
Jerod said that he challenged you in the spring. What do you remember about that conversation?
He was just telling me we're going to run the ball. We got to be a force in the run game, and he believes in me. And just get the ball downhill, get first downs, and keep our offense on the field.
How good of a 1-2 punch do you think you and Antonio can be?
I think we could be a great 1-2 punch. And even, we got Kevin Harris in our backfield still. We have Jermichael Hasty. I think we're all bring something to the table, and we could all be successful in this offense.
I feel like your team's physicality was today.
I feel like we were very, very physical. I got to go back and watch the film and things like that. But I feel like our offensive line were rolling guys off the ball and, giving me and AG lanes to run through.
What has Jerod meant to you?
He's our leader. Great coach. We're behind him 110%. He gives us fire to go out there and play hard for him, run through brick walls for him.
One of the critical first downs was late. Looked like you bounced it outside and ran the defenders, got outside and got 12 yards maybe. Can you feel that what you saw?
You said in the fourth quarter?
Yes, the fourth quarter.
I seen everybody, just crash down, and it was a one-on-one situation with me and the cornerback, if I'm remembering the right play. So, I like my odds against a DB, so I just took it.
Rhamondre, what's Taylor Embry meant to you since he got here? How has he helped you maybe have as much success as you have?
He's a great coach, just great guy to be around. Talk to him about on the field issues, off the field issues, things like that. We have a good time together in that running back room. And I think he's a great teacher, just like all the other coaches, things like that. He's a great teacher, and he gets us ready to go on Sundays.
Anything else, guys? Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Bentley will be last.
You should go last now. Second, I'll go ahead.
How good did that feel from out here?
It felt great. Felt great. Just watching all our hard work and what we put all into it throughout the week and throughout the off season. Just reaping the benefits of that feels good.
What does it mean for you to be a part of Mayo sports as a coach?
Special. Just because one, when Jerod became a coach, me and him were working hand in hand. He's always been like that older brother kind of figure for me, and just watching him kind of just propel into the head coaching job and how great he's been doing it, the transition and everything, despite all the outside noise, just staying focused. And we just been preaching that message throughout the whole team, and it's been working out for us. So we look forward to keeping that going.
How were you guys able to stop that Bengals offense time and time again today?
Just staying true to what we've been coached throughout the week. We obviously Cincinnati got a dynamic group of players, just all across the board. Especially like nobody even talked about the offensive line. It was mainly talking about the skill players, but they got a dynamic offensive line too. But we came in the game. We had our rules and certain things that we wanted to get done, certain looks we wanted to show them. Obviously, Joe being a dynamic quarterback, able to read different coverages, so we just wanted to make it hard on him. Obviously, we knew he was going to make his plays, but we just wanted to make more. So we came out and we did that, and I'm impressed.
We're not on the inside, obviously, with you guys. What makes you a believer in Jerod Mayo? Like, what are some of the things, his characteristics that make you guys believers?
Well, it's not necessarily just him, because at the end of the day, he's just the head coach. He can't go out there and play the games. The games is played between the white lines. So he can only he always calls himself a professional reminder. He's been preaching that even when he was a linebacker coach. Like, obviously, we're professionals. It's the big league, so we kind of know we know what to do. But every now and then, you need that reminder, or you need that confirmation, or you need that confidence and that trust from your head coach. And it's good to see how that plays out and how we kind of take the personality of him. And as well, we got great leadership on his team too, whether it's coaches or players. We got guys who don't necessarily have the captain title, but they take on that captain role. And when you got guys like that, it's easy to go out there and just play for each other.
What reminders were effective today?
So reminder, obviously we know they got Jamar Chase, guys like that. So we got to just hone in. Every team is going to have their guys. So we just got to make sure everybody just doing their assignment. At this time in the football league, everybody has a dynamic quarterback. So you're not necessarily counting on them making mistakes. We just got to be able to go out there and make plays. And I thought we did that today. And obviously we're going to enjoy this one, but we look forward to moving on to the next one.
Jerod, one of those guys who does have the captain's title this year for the first time is Jacoby.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think, seeing him a couple days ago, given what he was dealing with after practice, we talked about it a few minutes ago, you'd be able to do the effort he did today, and what does that say about him?
Well, I would say at this point, nothing Brill does is surprising. The stuff that he's able to fight through and his grit and his tenacity and his intensity, it just trickles off to the defense. Even I find myself like paying attention to what he's doing, and we all just feed off of that. Every day, obviously, our job is similar. Obviously, we're playing football, but you're not going to have the juice, quote unquote, every single day. That's why you lean on each other. You got 11 different guys who just lean on each other. If you ain't got it, we know he got it. So then we lean on him, and then he kind of bleeds it on to us, and it just becomes contagious. And that's something we lean on. That's something we preach. And when it comes and happens, when you experience that adversity, or whether it's physical or mental, things happen in the game. That adversity, you got to be able to lean on each other. And it's proven each and every day in practice. It starts on the practice field, and we just hope that we process, progress, payoff. That's what we preach in our building. That's what we show today.
Jerod, two final questions. You look at what you guys were able to do defensively. I think Keion had 2.5. You have 1.5 sack with him.
Mm-hmm.
What have you seen him? How have you seen him progress over his early career here, get better and better?
He definitely made a conscious effort to just make sure that to be that dynamic player that he wants to be. He just didn't expect it to happen or be handed to him. Things like that. Keion brings a lot to the table. He's a dynamic player. I think you guys is just seeing a glimpse of what he's capable of. So right now, I would say the sky's the limit for him. A lot of potential, but obviously it's week one. So we just right now we living on this. We living on this right now. But man, we're so hyped to just move on to the next one. And we just hunger. We got that hunger about us, and I love to see that.
Last question. I know you guys are big on ignoring the noise, but this feels like a defense that every year doesn't really get the respect it deserves. Do you feel like something like this performance is a bit of a statement, and how does it feel, knowing you guys put it on a big stage in this opener?
I would say that's a great question. I would say that I feel like each and every year we always well, the media, with you guys, I would say, come up with like a whole bunch of different phrases, whether it be the no-name defense, things like that. But we come out each and every week and we eager to work. Like, we just names that y'all doesn't necessarily ain't paying attention to. We ain't high on y'all list, but that don't mean we ain't dynamic players. That don't mean we ain't got guys that's eager to get after it. That don't mean we don't have guys that's gonna give you issues on and off the field. So it's like, at the end of the day, the real gonna recognize, and we just look to just progress each and every day. And hopefully y'all catch on, and maybe you don't, but we just gonna keep rocking. So we don't really care.
Thank you, Javon.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Jawan.
I appreciate you guys.